Throughout Chapter 21, how does Barker's use of symbolism contribute to the roles of Yellen in the story? Yellen was introduced to the novel as an impressive figure who is made to be intellectual and practical. These are two attributes which are similar to Rivers. However, the two characters have different viewpoints and therefore different approaches to treatment. This therefore allows the reader to compare the two characters as patriarchal figures and therefore decide on which is more successful as a patriarch. In the selected extract, the scene is cast at a point where Yelland is about to treat Callan, while Rivers is positioned in the corner of the room, in order to be as unobtrusive as possible as requested by Yelland. This shows Rivers being kept away from the proceedings, which symbolizes a typical family of the time, where Yelland would be the father correcting the wrongdoings of a son, while Rivers, as probably mentioned earlier, a mother, who is kept out with no say whatsoever in the treatment. As both Rivers and Yelland are represented as patriarchal figures, the difference is immediately shown as the two roles greatly differ, therefore revealing the importance of Yelland's role in the story. Barker continues to characterize Yellen through the use of description of the furnishings. Available in the room is a hard chair, which is occupied by Rivers. The hardness of the chair could describe Yellen's character as hard and therefore show him to be tough and persevering. It could also symbolize the hard position that Yelland is about to put Rivers in, as Rivers has to observe the harsh and to an extent inhumane treatment that Yelland is about to put Callan through. The patient's chair is also described as a dentist chair, and generally, a dentist chair is associated with pain and suffering. However, it also involves the improvement of something. Thus, the symbolization of Yelland's methods is also possible, as this does cure the patient physically. However, the patient would have to endure tremendous pain as well as suffer throughout the period. The chair also consists of straps and arms around the footrest. This could possibly symbolize Yelland's need for power and control of his patients, as a patriarchal figure would expect over any of his subordinates. Full control is always required. This therefore enforces Yelland's strong father figure. The room was also in darkness due to thick, effective blinds of war times. The blinds could represent a barrier with reference to wartime, and therefore could be symbolizing the social barrier between men and women as the effect of war. During this extract, Yelland closes the blinds. Therefore, this could symbolize him shutting his patients off outside from society. This could therefore pose Yelland as a threatening figure, which once again relates him back to a patriarchal figure, as in many different contexts, patriarchal figures are dominant through the use of fear and pain. As a superior figure, Yelland is next described to be wearing a white coat, which had reflected light upon his face. Light has many connotations of hope, purity, and divinity, especially when taken into account that the entire room was filled with darkness, and he was the only light in it. This could symbolize Yelland's much required role by creating an effect where the reader also looks up to Yelland as if he is the light or the divine one. This could be Barker's intention as to make the reader see Yelland in a position of power, therefore manipulating the reader to look up to him as an authority figure, which is required in order to successfully impose his role upon the reader as the example of a patriarchal figure of society in the time, rather than the mother-like figure which is portrayed by Rivers. As Callan continues to undergo treatment, Yelland constantly applies a current to him as punishment whenever Callan had failed to do as he was told. This once again enforces the ties of fatherhood, as whenever a son does not do as he is told by his father, he is punished. Furthermore, there's a sense of expectation from Yelland, as he expects Callan to be able to speak from a single session. This is another link to fatherhood, as fathers would have high expectations of their children. This differs to Rivers' methods, where he has no expectations for his patient, and therefore there is no pressure, and he allows his patients to take their time to heal. This is a very passive method and could be considered womanlike, where Yelland is a bold figure who chooses to reinforce his methods and with punishment. Therefore, he is once again used and utilized in his role of comparison against Rivers as a father figure. In conclusion, Barker has skillfully characterized Yelland as in a single chapter, while not leaving out any major details, fully portraying Yelland as well as his methods and success as a patriarch, which we may then compare against Rivers, therefore allowing us to see and understand more about what society had expected of patriarchs. Therefore, Yellen plays a significant role, as without him there is no real expectation of what society expects from Rivers as a patriarch at that particular time.